Imagine a quiet farm deep in the Bavarian countryside. Now picture 6 lives ended there, not by a thief who ran, but by someone who stayed on that farm after the murders. Someone who kept milking the cows and eating meals while the victims lay dead nearby. This is the Hinterkaifeck farm. Tonight we're going through the Hinterkaifeck murders step by step, and looking at why this farm, and the killer who stayed on it, still haunts true crime researchers a century later. Hinterkaifeck wasn't just a house, it was a small farmstead in rural Bavaria. A cluster of buildings sat alone between fields and dark forest. There were no close neighbors watching from their windows. No busy road, no steady stream of passing traffic. Just the wind, the animals, and the people who lived there. That isolation made the farm quiet and self-contained. It also made any crime there harder to spot. By the time outsiders noticed something was wrong, days had already passed. The farm belonged to the Gruber family. Andreas and Cecilia Gruber were the elderly parents. Their widowed daughter, Victoria Gabriel, also lived there. Victoria had 2 children, young Cecilia and baby Joseph. A new maid, Maria Baumgartner, arrived at the farm on 31st March 1922. She was hoping for steady work and a simple rural life. She would live there for only a single day. Hinterkaifeck was not a calm, happy home. Andreas Gruber was known for being strict, harsh, and controlling. There were rumors of serious abuse inside the family. Some locals believed Andreas had an improper relationship with Victoria. There were also feuds with neighbors and arguments over money and land. Even before the murders, the farm carried a heavy, dark reputation. It was a place of secrets, shame, and buried anger. In the weeks before the killings, strange things began to happen. Nothing dramatic at first, but enough to scare the family. One day, Andreas noticed fresh footprints in the snow. They led from the edge of the forest, straight toward the farmhouse. There were no footprints leading back into the trees. It looked like someone had come out of the woods and simply stayed. Inside the home, the family heard footsteps in the attic at night. They went up to check, but found nobody there. Only dust, wooden beams, and silence above their heads. A house key suddenly went missing from its usual place. A newspaper appeared inside the house that nobody remembered buying. All of it felt like signs of an unseen presence watching them. The previous maid had already quit before all this. She said the farm felt haunted and that she was too frightened to remain. Her fear came from many small moments, not just one incident. Footsteps, noises, and the strong sense that someone else was there. Then came Maria, the new maid. She arrived at Hinterkaifeck on March 31st, with her suitcase and hope for a fresh start. She settled into her small room for her first night on the farm. By the following day, she was dead with the rest of the family.